actual scenes of each shots, and these are the scenes, and these are the shots and audio and everything that we'll use for this scene. So it's same for all of the scenes. I think that was it for my planning and production. The next thing is problem solving. Problem solving was actually really helpful throughout during the filming. I wrote all the possible problems and issues that might occur during filming, with there were practical, technical, and theoretical as well. And here's actions you could take to solve the problem instead of panicking and stuff. And then here's the actual problems that occurred during filming, and here's the actions I took to solve the problems, and here's the date of each problem, like when it occurred. And yeah, this is my research. This is audio. This is audio research, where there is basically all the information about the copyright-free websites and sound effects, and where you could find all of them, and yeah, smart targets as well. This was this is FMP focus group, where I gathered the feedback from my classmates. Those are my initial ideas, and they provided, each of them went to my folder and provided the strengths and weaknesses and threats and opportunities of my idea, and of the idea that they liked. There were three of them, and most of them chose this one, which I actually chose for my film based on the audience feedback. This is a research report. Research report is turned out to be 51 pages. For research reports, the first is introduction. I explained what I was doing and why I was doing the whole project. This is also the initial idea part, the same as before, and I analyzed it. I wrote the brief explanation of what I did, and then why I did, and then in what extent did it help me. And yeah, that was it for it. Then I did FMP workflow, which was kind of like scheduled for my FMP, which really helped me. This is the contextual research. In contextual research, I did a research on many stuff, for example, similar products, and I wrote a brief explanation of their storylines, and I also did the same thing, that I analyzed what I did in there. Also, I did the research of the genre, history of genres. Those were like my three main genres, and I found when the genre started and the first movie of each genre, and I also analyzed it. This is the political and social research, where I wrote kind of like how similar were the political things that are happening, political and social things that are actually happening in the world right now, to my film, and how they were connected, and I also analyzed it as well. He was my inspiration, a filmmaker, and I put his interview. It's like shortened version, his interview, and he is providing some advices to filmmakers as well. He's filmmaker of Alice in Borderland. I also wrote about feminism and Freudianism. how I used each of them in my film. And I also did the analyzation as well. Moving on, this is the script writing. This is like the format that I was using. I watched YouTube tutorial to get the idea of how to do the script, and here's what I explained before. This was the script, one of my script type. I got the idea from this one. This was Christopher Vogler's Hero's Journey, and I also provided the pictures. And this is proof of concept, research of proof of concept, which I changed, which I wrote like 2 days ago, basically, because I changed my film to a proof of concept, and I found the examples as well. Here's audience research, film research, and I analyzed each response. Here's also SWOT analysis and my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is the audience research. I did demographics and psychographics and explained all of them, who my target audience was, which gender should watch my film and why. Here's also psychographics. Explorers and struggles were essential for my film, and I explained why, and also analyzation as well. It's the same thing that I explained before. Those are the Google Forms that I made to gather feedback, which was really helpful, really. And this is, I analyzed each question, and in what extent did it help me. This is also this is the target audience for Alice in Borderland. I kept comparing my film to Alice in Borderland because the storyline and a target audience and everything was pretty similar, so I kept comparing them. I also did a research on BBC Three target audience, and which is also similar to mine, and this is really helped me, like their point of view and everything really helped me. Here's SWOT analysis for it as well. Moving on to the planning and production research. Here's editing techniques that I wanted to use. I actually didn't use most of them because it will take me a lot of time and it didn't really fit my film, but I decided to leave it here to yeah. I did this part, the echo screaming on sound effects, and I used YouTube tutorials to get what I wanted. Here's visual style. This is also from my from Alice in Borderland. This is really similar to mine as well. In one of my locations, you could find the similar stuff, the moss and plants around the buildings. Here's my budget research, where I provided the price of each of my equipment, and yeah, and also analysis as well. This is audio research, where I put the pictures of all the equipment and websites that I would use for audience research, and why I was using them. Here's the pictures of the websites that I used for copyright-free music and the sound effects as well. And this was extended stunts where I need to compare them to my similar from the similar product, which I compared it to Alice in Borderland as well. As I mentioned, I compared it to everything to Alice in Borderland. Here's mood boards. Those are the similar shots to mine. Those are test shots. This is the script read through with my actor. And this is a production shoot evidence in case I lost all of my clips. Here's the proof. And here's all my locations and why I chose them. Here's the pictures that I actually watched YouTube tutorials to do some effects. Here's typography that I used, also SWOT analysis as well, and this is the evaluation and feedback, where I talked about the tutor that the feedback that my tutor gave me, which was really helpful. I didn't know what to do without it because yeah, I was really stuck. And here's the pictures. Those are the feedback on my rough edit, and I also analyzed each question. And yeah, this is it, and this is conclusion, where basically this is a shortened version of my research report, and I talked about what my strengths are and what I could done better, and yeah, and it is the Harvard reference bibliography. That was it for my evaluation and presentation.